play this again. Hold on.
Slightest way possible. Okay, what happened to men being able to pick up on signals when women fancy them? Okay, I'm not making this 10-second eye contact for you to just walk out the room and pretend I don't exist, babe. Making the eye contact and even giving you a smile, and you're not doing anything about it. Men don't understand all of these little things you do that you refer to as hints other than communicating words. Because maybe normally he would, but 1 out of 50 times, he's gotten it wrong. Or 1 out of 50 times, he's witnessed another man get it wrong. And those are repercussions that he no longer wants to have. So you can't blame a man for wanting to play it safe and for putting the ball in your court, ladies, to approach him and to say words. And secondly, I think it's worth noting that some men aren't interested. Why do men not understand him?
So yeah, that was a clip from Emily King, a fabulous content creator on YouTube in regards to relationships and such. And she's spitting facts here on this one, kids. And this is something that is, why don't we understand hints? Well, sometimes they're so vague that it's not obvious to anybody around, let alone the man, that they're trying to get their attention. And also because this is something where getting it wrong has very serious consequences. Getting it wrong, with a woman who is not interested in you can result in false harassment charges. It can result in the ruination of your career, ruination of your reputation, entirely wiped clean in one shot. And this happens to men of all positions and stripes. Again, as I mentioned before, I live from the hometown of Defense Secretary nominee Pete Hegseth. This has happened to him, and this is something where, fortunately in his case, he was high enough military-wise to have enough resources to be able to fight those accusations. And the court records in the city of Monterey, California, in this case, said, quote-unquote, the witnesses were not credible. Well, that's the court's way of saying that she was full of it. And luckily he had the opportunity and the resources to be able to fight a false accusation like this. However, most of us don't. And therefore, why are we putting it at the risk? When women have made it so dangerous for us to even approach these days, when we've made it a literal life hazard to do that, why are we going to bother? Why? As I mentioned in a comment on the same video, I posted a comment. I said, the juice is not worth the squeeze. You know what? That comment right now has 12,000 likes on it. And it is something that obviously hits a nerve, because there's a lot of truth in that. And it's now a life hazard to even approach a woman in this particular culture and day and age. I no longer do it. I have decided that I'm not really MGTOW either, but I've decided that if there's a woman out there for me, God will just make it happen. If he deems that it's true and right, and if it's what he wants, then he will just make the pieces fall into place for me. The days of stretching or trying to convince or trying to approach women for me are done. Because I've been falsely accused twice. Neither one of them wound up in court because of the fact that I actually had a lot of evidence of my own, and I was fairly capable of making my own defense, and I had witnesses, in one case by the dozens, who were willing to go to court and bat for me. And I still appreciate that to this very day. But, again, not worth the hazard. It's like putting an island of gold out in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico, but you have to drive through a Category 4 hurricane to reach it, or sail through a Category 4 hurricane to reach it. Are you going to do it for that gold? No. Because you're likely going to be slammed on a beach, marooned somewhere, or capsized entirely by a Category 4 hurricane winds of 130 miles an hour. And so, very simply, that is what this is the equivalent of these days. It's the equivalent of seeking that island of gold in the middle of a Category 4 hurricane in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico. So, anyway, that's my little spiel for tonight. The juice is not worth the squeeze, and that's totally true these days. Again, a lot of people obviously agree with that. If my comment's getting 12,000 likes. So anyway, peace out, guys. Tomorrow I'll probably have another random rant. I don't have a particular lineup of material lined up at this particular juncture, but I will be back tomorrow for the Thursday night edition of End the Simpademic. You guys have a good night. Be safe out there and treat each other nice.